What's going on, everyone? Today I'm bringing you here my Whitebeard deck profile that I played both at locals and in the Treasure Cup. I did go 4-0 at my locals, but unfortunately I did go 5-4 at the Treasure Cup. I was playing Boatbeard. I picked Boatbeard mostly because it's what I sort of came into the format with, was a hybrid beard, and then Boat's going to be banned in set 3, so I just wanted to have some fun with it before it was gone. So yeah, that was really the reason why I played it. I will put the deck profile at the end with the full deck laid out, but if you do find that helpful, if you could just do me a favor, about 87% of the viewers are not subscribed. If you could just do me a favor, subscribe, thumbs up the video, and we'll continue on. So of course I played 4-0 Tama, minus 2,000. It's also a 2K. I didn't do a ton of minusing, but yeah, overall very solid card. Of course, the Whitebeard. We played 4 Whitebeard, absolute staple. Just really good card. You know, once you are at 8K and then they're trying to swing on it, they use just a ton of dawns. And then, of course, like against Law, you dawn up 2, start taking out their guys, take out 2 blockers at once. Very good. And then, of course, we play 4 Vista. Once again, just a very strong card, being able to get those pops. Really good against Zoro. Really put in the work. I played 4 Marco. Marco absolutely loves me. He comes to my hand a lot. I'm very grateful for that. This card, you know, you discard 1, and then you can bring him back once you're at 2 or less life. The GOAT. Then, of course, played 4 Jozu. Jozu's a very strong card. The rush comes in handy. It's very useful. Plus, he's a 2K. The rush got me some games. I play 4 Kingdu. I do not play the 4-6. I just play 5-7. I could see an argument for both, but he can't get jet pistols as easy, so I'm a fan. I also only played 2 Ace. I see everybody playing 3. I feel like 3 is very solid. Obviously, my favorite character in all of One Piece. But yeah, I mean, he puts in work when he comes down, helps clean up those boards, makes Law blockers less, helps against Borsellino, makes him, you know, absolutely worthless for them. And now here's something slightly different. At my locals, I played 4 Sanji. I asked because, like, I know there's always been a bunch of questions about the non-foil, the demo cards, the non-foils, because I only own 3 of these apparently. And they were like, in the Discord, they're like, oh yeah, no, those aren't legal for play. And I was like, okay, cool, fine. And then so I replaced it during the cup with 1 Robin. Honestly, I could see myself playing more Robin. I would love to have 4 and 4, just because that removal for the low cost is just super relevant. But I also played 4 Rakuyo. You know, that extra 1K. If you get 2 of these out on field while you also have Bow, it's just everything's a monster. So big fan of that. They're both swinging like 9K. Also, I played Bart. So instead of like, and some Boatbeards that play Blenheim, I think his name is, the 2-3 blocker, I did opt for Bart. Bart has actually been very solid. The great thing about this, and partially underrated, is 1, he has counter, so I get the counter power, but his ability is Dawn X2. During your opponent's turn, he gains plus 3,000 power. So if I'm playing in the mirror, I can, or even against Zoro, while I have him, I can Dawn 2, and then he's 5K during their turn, so they can't Vista pop or pop him with a double Dawned up Whitebeard. So definitely a huge fan of this card. I played it in the beginning, you know, and there was never an instance where I was like, I really wish this was a Blenheim, or like I wish I had him to swing 5K with if I needed. Also, while I was playing, Marco was huge. I'll talk about that in a bit, though, when I show the full deck profile. 4 Radical Beam, and then 4 Guard Point. Did not love this. There were a lot of times when I had a number of cards in my hand, but I did not have enough Dawn to activate them. So I could see me wanting to play, you know, I could replace like 2 of these with a Robin, and I would love to try that, because I would love, like, you know, 4 Vista, 3 Robin, just because Robin is just absolutely powerful. In this current format, just being able to get rid of those low cost cards, and then obviously, like, you know, they waste a jet pistol on her, and then they pretty much, like, you know, the 4 Dawn. So, but yeah, I'll pull up the full profile here now, and we'll talk about it in just a sec. Alright, so here we have the full deck profile laid out. Once again, if you did just skip here from the beginning to be here, and you do find this deck list helpful, please consider subscribing. OP03 is going to be our season. Ace boys, saddle up, because we're taking ace to the moon, topping the treasure cups. I'm in 4 of the regional / treasure cups in July and August, and I will be playing ace in every single one of them. But yeah, so again, Whitebeard leader. Biggest thing was I felt like I just had too many guard points in my hand, or like even just radical beam, but radical beam is better than guard point. As far as my matchups go, at locals, I played round 1 was against Film Kid almost all the time. So for those who aren't familiar, I pretty much lose every dice roll. So a lot of times when I practice going first, especially with Whitebeard, just because I'm probably going first. But yeah, so round 1, Film Kid. I didn't mulligan because my hand was decent, and I didn't want a bad one. So like I will take a mid hand and not mulligan it and get a terrible hand. And it worked out. He was at one point where if he swung like 2 12Ks, I lost. And then I ended up playing a Sanji very early, and then got to get my last life, which was pretty good. Round 2, I played against Scarp. I won because of counters. He went like all in. I had the counters. Round 3, I played Zoro. I won because I had Vista. I got 3 of them. And then I also, in that instance, opened a mid-hand, but my draw and out of life, I got Vistas, so I was able to keep his board clear. I had no counters, and I was stuck with 3 9-beers after seeing none all day, so it was pretty rough, but I was able to pull it out. And then round 4 against Law. Law was my least practiced against, and also arguably my worst matchup. First time I mulliganed, and I put back a 9 and a Vista, and then he didn't swing in early, and then I got to keep my King Dew. By countering out, and then I just swung with everything, and 2 Vistas helped put him down. I didn't play my 9-beard that game. Overall, very solid. At the Treasure Cup, round 1, I played against Kid. I lost. My green matchup isn't, I'm just not super versed in it. I just don't get to see it enough. And that's on me. My test friend is not great with green. Don't tell him I said that. Round 2, I won versus Law, which also felt good. I was swinging with Marco a lot in the Treasure Cup, and I wasn't hating it. I was putting in a lot of work. Like if I had 2, I would swing with 1 just to apply that pressure. I also got stuck with 5 events, no Dawn. Round 3, I played against Scarp. I disconnected. My internet went out, and then so I lost, but we played it out, and I won the game. Round 4, I had a no-show. Round 5, Whitebeard mirror. I played through 4 9-drops. 2 Marcos was insane. I just kept getting to keep my Marcos. And then it was the greatest game of my life, honestly. Because every turn I kept being like, okay, pass to you. And then I'm like, surely he cannot have another 9-beard. And then he just did it again. Because I'm like, okay, like, I don't want to swing on you. Because he was also playing boat. And I didn't want to turn on the boat. And I was like, okay, he's going to have to take a life the next turn. He'll be at 1. And then I'll try, then I'll apply the pressure. And then he just kept having the 9-drop. So I was at 0 life here, 2 Marcos for turns where I was just like 9-drop, 9-drop, 9-drop at 2 life, and I'm like crying. Thankfully, if it was at 1, I would have been done. If it was at 1, I would have been done. But I purposely, obviously, when you're playing the mirror, you don't ever put them to 1. You want them to end their turn going into 1. Also kind of like, I do play the Sanji. A lot of people play Squad. Squad has no combo, but he does minus a character a lot. I want to say 4,000. And so I just opted for Sanji. 2K counter. It gives me the extra 2K. Plus, like, I play him on your 1 life. You pretty much get to get that card early and then swing 7. So. And then round 6, I went against Zoro. I won. I went aggro at last minute. I also used Marco as a swinger. And then in the end, I was able to pull it out. At the end, I poked with the Marco just to see what happened, to see if I wanted to go all in, because if not, I could play a Bart and then just keep going. But the Marco made me go all in, and then I ended up winning. Round 7, once again, went first. I shouldn't have won. It was a guy who was playing Luffy. He played a Gordon, but didn't use the Gordon effect, and he was like super, super cool guy. Toad, if you're out there, appreciate you. The GOAT. Did not feel good to win because, yeah, he played Gordon, and then he just donned up and swung with Whitebeard without using Gordon effect. Yeah. And then round 8, played against Law. I once again went first. I lost. And then round 9, I played against Zorro and just opened not great and ended up losing. So I fumbled the last 2, went 5-4 on the day. But I think overall it was very solid. The only thing I really felt like was like, and at multiple times, I'm like, okay, I could play Robin, but that's like, oh, well, if I play Robin, I could probably play Nami. So there's probably some wiggle room in there. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think Bart's a solid tech. Sanji, of course, there are people who play Sanji. But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. If you're looking forward to OP03 and especially playing Ace, I'm going to be dropping Ace content like crazy. Definitely check out what's on the channel. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. Was very solid. The only thing I really felt like was like, and at multiple times, I'm like, okay, I could play Robin, but that's like, oh, well, if I play Robin, I could probably play Nami. So there's probably some wiggle room in there. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think Bart's a solid tech. Sanji, of course, there are people who play Sanji. But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate it. If you're looking forward to OP03 and especially playing Ace, I'm going to be dropping Ace content like crazy. Definitely check out what's on the channel. And again, thank you guys so much for watching.